All right. So I'm gonna let everybody get in here first. What's happening? Hold up, y'all. Just bear with me. We're gonna let some people get in here. Share the live. Share the live. Okay, I just had dinner for lunch. I had breakfast for dinner. A bowl of cereal for dinner. You dig me? Now, what's good? Hope everybody enjoying themselves this week. Today is Tuesday. And let's talk about what we gonna talk about today for Tuesday. And talk about it Tuesday. We thought it would be a really good idea to have a discussion about something that's really been a plague on our countries, not just one country, but the world for that matter. Very damaging thing called bullying. I'm pretty sure one way or another, we've all seen our fair share of bullies in our lives or in another, way or shape or form. Ooh, excuse me. So tonight we just talking bullies. How do they affect you, and how do they affect the communities around you? Mm-hmm. So good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. I am your host this evening, the Blind MC, Mr. J Guns, aka J Peasy. And yeah, we here to talk about bullying tonight. Bullying. You feel me? Oh man. This, I'm not gonna sit here and say I haven't been on both sides of the court. I ain't say I've not intentionally bullied somebody like to take advantage of them, but in order to make myself feel like safe around certain people, I put on an intimidating look, posture, taking on some very dastardly deeds. But we want to talk to the people today. Today is the conversation we're going to have today about bullying. As always, if you want to tap in. Today's conversation, bullying. How do you think bullying affects you and the community around you? We take a dive into the question because we see a lot of this shit going on in many different forms. Bullying takes place in many different shapes and forms in our communities and in our lives. And we see this shit every time we turn around. Hell, if you think about it, in a way, it started at birth. You have parents. Your parents become the primary authority to helping you. You know what I mean? Getting you around and helping you to become the person you become. You know, as you get older. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they're influencing and and constantly making sure you're doing the right things, but it can be considered in a form of bullying. Some have taken their parental authorities too far in other ways. You know what I'm saying? So it becomes a situation. But I'm curious right now to hear from anybody that's just maybe in the crowd to hear if there's anybody who has an experience of their own, maybe they care to share. You know what I mean? Because bullying is a serious subject, and I'm not sure if anybody like is willing to have this conversation. But we all have experienced bullying in one way or another. So I'm just here to have this conversation with you in hopes that we can reach other people to let them know that they're not alone in this fight. You know what I'm saying? Because this is very, very much a community effort in order to make right what's going on wrong in this society, so that we are able to pick up these pieces that keep seeming to fall through the cracks. So and it's making it a whole lot more difficult for people. I understand that. If you're connected, then why aren't you playing through there? That's weird.
Sound 4-2.
There we go.
Sound 4-2. Music volume set to 90%. Sound 4-2. Volume controls hidden. Accessibility volume set to 70%. Accessibility volume set to 50%. Volume controls hidden. Accessibility volume set to 45%.
All right. So
on.
Yeah.
Tap to activate. On. Switch. Marvin's Galaxy tab A. On.
Oh yeah, we're still in that.
YT music. Focus. R. Kelly 3 point.
So yeah, we was just we're talking. We're trying to get everybody to
R. Kelly 3.
Tap in with us.
Mind of My Own album Mystery Guns.
Wants to
your
chat,
favorites out of list.
I'm saying,
Commute in list.
Get it me.
Relax.
My
Tap,
inbox
focus.
is open. My comments
Workout.
is open. You can
Tap
tap in. You request to join the live right now if you want to be a part of the show.
2021 inductees.
We here
Presenting
today to
Jay-Z.
talk about
presenting Turner. Tab 4.
bullying in your communities.
Tab library 3 or
your neighborhood.
Library selected.
If you don't know who this is the Blind MC. I am your host today, PZ. And I'm just trying to talk to y'all today about bullying. I want to see if anybody has, the conversation wants to have this conversation with me to speak about maybe their experiences, maybe their feel for how to resolve this common issue amongst our communities in our world today. We have so many different versatile people in this world, and we should be learning from each and every one of these these cultures in order to create the perfect peaceful environment for all people of any denomination or whatever, you know what I mean, because
Downloads. See more button. Of
to
list.
be honest with you, this
Mind of my own. Albums.
is where we can
Playlist. See more button.
make
Albums. See more button.
the best things out
Albums.
of
Back button.
bad situations
activate.
that have already taken their collective
All I know
tolls
remix 9/11 feet.
on our communities. We
Menu,
should no
button.
longer want to
Audio convert,
endorse these
menu.
things. We
Menu,
should no
button.
longer want to have these things
Apple
plaguing,
JB. Menu.
or our
Menu.
communities
Button.
so
Menu.
much because
BOTW. Menu.
we have children that are now starting
Chicken and
to
beer. Ludicrous.
grow
Menu.
into such a
Collapse. Unknown. Back button. Out of list.
a dangerous
Tap to
state
activate.
of living that they're often uneasy at the sight of being
By unknown artist.
in their own comfort
Album
comfort
2021.
zones of their
Menu.
homes.
Button. Play all.
So
Button.
we
Tap.
really need
Shuffle.
to start
Button.
to
Tap to activate.
elaborately start to come up with some sort of some sort of community effort, you know what I mean, to just
Collapse. Drag to move.
really change the outline of this whole
Pause video.
situation.
Button.
Not only just
Next
that,
song. Button.
but we need to speak about it more. And while we're doing that, I'm just here to talk. You know what I mean? So if you want to talk with me, I'm here. If you want to talk with me about that, I'm here. So tap in, you got the request right now. If you want to get in right now, me with the request right now. Let's talk. Until then, tap in.
Till I measure up with them in the future. All these crabs in the pot, trying to pull me down while I ride. But yo, I won't stop. I tasking, I'm like all you munchkins. Bitch, I'm like the juggernaut. I'm breaking down these buns. In the function and busting through your luncheon. Looking like a Kool-Aid man. You go down these walls for nothing. But really need it. Watch my right neck cannon and my lips bone up fish. I got that energy right on the man and my man. I'm mega the moment.
It's a hard life Van Gogh, I could be a handful. When I'm on the mic, I'm a vandal. I need beats, so I eat like I'm famished. Sounds like I'm big, but compared to a woolly mammoth. Feel like prehistoric, I'm afraid I'm a vanish. Won't forfeit, can't force it, it'll start jamming. Only had a minute, but look when I crammed it. From the beginning, I knew he was bringing that cannon like bear. They could hardly bear it. They just copycat like them parents. This, that, rarest. I need a day off like Beulah. Let God take the wheel like Ferris. If they really want to hate, I dare 'em. I'll just smile, sit back on my terrace.
Will I'm dressed, I'm got this box, this box worried, not here, help you read it, don't feel it, the grand, yellow, looking like this, a Louis Bell fall, entity, not served, but they don't feel it.
How you ain't with even in it, this is blind and see, take guns, don't forget the ministries, I am here to show you something spectacular, excuse me, let me show you how the blind boy get on the MIC.
Blind and see,
I bite.
blind and see, oh, how you doing good even in this me, the blind and see. Don't forget the mysteries. I am here to show you something spectacular. Excuse me. Let me show you how the blind boy get on the MIC. Okay, I'm going with the phone like lightning. Gotta get it put off, man. I can put it in cruise control. Where I be with the stuff that ain't gonna be the house like man. And only if you really want to be on the feet. Choose and refuse to lose and the truth that I not choose to look at you when I get that like whoosh. I've been going that flow for so long, digging that. I see them brightest and they ain't too far about the bag. No looking backwards, when we do this shit, it's automatic. I told them haters, man, but all I know, if you try to stop me, man, the time still go, though. Gotta put it moving for the city, I know. That's the LBANY, and NY, my bloodline. When we say fuck you, suit and tie, JT vibes, that's right out. Feeling like a robbery, feeling like a robbery. They try to take my soul away.
What's good? So tap in with me, man. What's happening?
7:15 p.m. Swipe with 2.
It's only 7:15. What's good? Holla at your boy today, man. It's the P Show live, man. Tap in with me, yo. We here to talk. Yeah.
There is no try, there is no way, there is no try. There is no try, there is no way, there is no try. There is no waste, so there's no time to waste, and you never hesitate. I'll put you on pause if you come with that hate. Falling off a boom dust if you come with that fake. Better pass on them thoughts if you don't that fake, cause I'll be in the drink. Look at your face, and you would've just me about the same old damn things. What a hypocrite, double standard in these days. There is no try, there is no way, there is no way. There is no try, there is no way, there is no way, there is no try.
Everywhere goes everything I see, like deep space darkness in front of me. Not even stars to light the path to soul's home. Bound to be on the king's throne, no path shown. Let it be known I won't get on in the worst way. Not in the path for those laid in the hearse today. They'll be the worst. I roll with those that's on the level, said to be righteous and shooting shots at the filthy devils. Cops capping, their body snatching like nothing happened. Stop with the madness and switch tactics and slave methods. Let's keep it real, reverse skills to real views. The revolution in progress, hip hop is news.
There is no try, there is no way, there is no way. There is no try, there is no way, there is no try, there is no try, there is no try. Like I said, there ain't no way, ain't no room for hesitation, ain't no time for the fake shit. Only got time
Tap
to
in
record
with me
in the
if you want to talk, yo. We live right now. We talking about bullying. If you want to tap in and talk right now, I'll stop the music. We can talk. But I'm here, man. Beat me up.
On the grind till I'm famous.
Yo, I don't ever try it, man, I just do it. If I say I'm body someone,
for the conversation, let's tap in.
I stay on my grind, man, there ain't no stop. I just pull up to his crib, then you hear the gun pop. This ain't a game no more, this ain't a gang no more. It's about not being poor and who making more. I get my bread on the daily, I ain't saying my source, just if you rat me out, man, that's the end of my story. All you kids trying to come up here and be so damn gangster. Cloud chasers claiming the game, but they some
7:17 p.m. Swipe with 2 fingers to unlock.
Shout out to Dr. Weathers, man, that's my MBG banger.
There is no try, there is no way, there is no way. There is no try, there is no way, there is no way, there is
Shout
no
out to
try.
Dr. Weathers. This collabo's crazy. West Coast connection. Hey. Hold up, this is exclusive right here. Hold up.
Kaboom, guess who stepped in the room? Reincarnated energy, call it Dr. Doom. Lightning bolt screaming, tear across the roof. Catastrophic damage when I enter
Share the
room.
live, share the live.
I'm lame, this ain't a video game. I'm coming in for the juice, you will remember my name. A super villain, I run the Legion of Doom. People panic and screaming when I enter the room. In Mortal Kombat, better make boss moves. Think it's a joke, watch how your soul snatch consume. The wrong move, you making the wrong move. I am a king, watch how the doom that I assume. My flow physical, 4 drums that soundproof. A Wayne Little, you already did before I shoot. You heard it, it's all out of me. Welcome to my multiverse madness. Welcome to my multiverse of madness. I'm a mess, I'm a mess. But I am blessed in you, you are a pest. No best dressed, and yes, I smoke cess. But the word is mine, young Nino, so don't test me. You don't wanna try me, homie, like things low. I keep the goods the size of the red loaf. Baby, son, homie, I want to smoke.
Whoa.
And I keep the pitchforks with me, so don't get poked.
Let's go.
Now let's not talk about your shorty, I'm in the throat. She keep my words in the mouth like every quote. I'm a how about shouty, I'm in the throat. She keep my words in the mouth like every quote. I'm the one, I come to me, I'm a get her done like I'm Larry Cable Guy. Got some cables, got not take care of it. How you up with the duct tape, now waddle for me. Quack, quack. Faces, oh,
Exclusive. We was waiting for this one. Exclusive right here from me to you.
I want this like yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm signing to you. I really hope this letter reaches you. Hey, let me take you on a journey, my nigga. This shit is straight real. That means it's 3 times as ill. Show me how you feel. To know that ever since a child you been crucified, and you got Lucifer standing tall on your shoulder side. Let's take it back, rewind, back to my first arrest. I was a juvenile product of my environment. Innocent, not knowing the life that I admit. Could it be sent for us to go through this punishment?
Let's go.
My life is spent trying to ain't no love lost. I heard that you was headstrong and that there was true, but I hope I live up to the name that I got from you. True.
I don't know what else to do, so I'm writing you this letter.
Kid Creole.
I don't know if we get through, but I hope it will get better.
Yo.
Maybe we can find our way. I just hope we find our way home. I think we can find our way. Maybe we'll find our way back home.
When I lost my pops, man, I lost my mind. I'm just trying to figure shit out. Feel like these rhymes. You was right there with me. When I lost my eyes, said that I lost my life. You was by my side. Told me it was alright. And even then started to cry. I didn't quite realize it, but now I'm starting to realize it. It's so much bigger, much bigger than you and I. You said expect the unexpected, always out. Why? But I kept it deep inside. Just a product of my life. Along with everything you told me. From thoughts to your minds. Said I always be blessed. You should something you love. You said I'm first. You was back to mud. And when you got unexpected. But you don't never stop. Don't keep going forward. Pushing me like it's impossible. When you was unexpected. But you told me never stop. I'ma keep going forward. Pushing me like it's
Let's go.
I don't know what to do, so I'm writing you this letter. I don't know what you can do, and I hope it will get better. Yeah. Maybe we can find our way. I just hope we find our way home. I think I can find my way. Maybe we can find our way back home. Maybe we can find our way back home. Maybe we can find our way back home.
Oh.
Run, I ain't put my heat on in a month. What have I done? They wanna ask what I've given.
Dirty.
Take what they want. I gotta eat. I need them.
faces.
All right. Whoa. So yeah, you know what the fuck? That's not what I did. Okay. Okay. So what's going on, people? Today, man, we just come in here to.
Really hope this letter reaches you.
Yo, that's crazy, right? That's some crazy shit, right? Like deadass, that's some crazy shit. I just hit the pause button like three different times. You know what I'm about to do? For good measure.
Rewind back to my personal rest. I was
Just for good measure, because I knew it was gonna do that. Since we having that kind of an issue today.
Music volume set to 100%.
You see, we having that kind of issue today. So excuse me on that. The phone decided we want to do a bunch of different other stuff. So yeah, but today, we're having a very important conversation about bullying and what it's doing to the communities around us and the people around us. We want to talk about this today because it's important to have this conversation. And I know we was just jamming to some music, listening to some good stuff, but I really want to talk about this today because, you know, I've been through that myself growing up. I dealt with that, you know what I'm saying? We've all had it, and I'm not ashamed to talk about it. Yeah, I've been bullied. I have had to deal with that coming up out of that, you know, situation and stuff like that. You know what I mean? it's ultimately something that does affect you as you get older. You know what I'm saying? So, these are the things that inspire people to do, the crazy, the whacked out things if they're not hashed out right away or resolved in some form of fashion to the point of, mental satisfaction that this situation is resolved to mental standing of that person that has been accosted or feels the assault in their instance. So I'm just saying, I'm more or less just saying it because I feel like, as time passes, we've been speaking up more and more about bullying. We even have our cyber systems, social media is connected to us, heavily wired in with anti-bullying software that really detects and keeps us, sort of away from these smut mail type of innuendo that people like to throw out there into the world for people to feel the effects of their heritages or histories, of past transgressions. So first and foremost, like the main thing that I want to express about bullying to me is the fact that it predates back to more than just the era of, slavery. It's going into the process of thinking about, how did all of these things come to pass? Like, okay, how did Rome become the known for controlling 3/4 of the world, or whatever they said the ratio was for, their reign over the global, world as we knew it in that point in time when they were, heading cross countries to, take over and control their land and indoctrinate their laws into their lands. So just saying, like, we have to understand that. We have to also understand that as long as there was things of that nature, that is what bullying comes from. People wanting to take something that is, often obviously not theirs, or even if it isn't something that's not theirs, it is the opportunity to intimidate someone of a lesser to control their now meager minds, I guess to say. It's not even how to say meager. I don't know really what a way to say, but it's very, very it's very bad for that matter. For it's an intimidation tactic with people. They always come around and they feel like it's okay to, just step in your way and intimidate you or step on you and feel like they can just, be who, make you feel belittled because you are who, you're nobody. See, what the problem is, folks, we don't understand. We have to get away from that. We have to get out of that. And it's all right that, people don't know a lot about situations like that if you have never seen it. But it is also very much something that needs to be, notified, that you need to know of, because it is out there. And not everybody is going to be coddling the situation around you so as to make you feel comfortable for anything that they may be liable for, being involved in or having you involved in while they are doing whatever they're doing. So at the end of the day, it's all about protecting yourself too. You have to make sure you take care of yourself, because people out here aren't going to make sure they do it for you. You can see that automatically. People really have literally shown that they're selfish and not selfless. because I mean we have to understand that as well, you know, and because these formats of these things and people not wanting to see people rise in, you know, in you know, to any field that could be, you know, better than them, they feel like they have to keep constantly making things better, you know, worse. It could be better. Now, so if you want to talk, tap in with me. We talking about bullying. The topic of the day is bullying. How do you know? How did it affect you and the community around you? We're talking about it because today is the topic of is Talk About It Tuesday, and we have the topic of the day, which is bullying. And I know that we've been around a lot of people in this world that have been in bullying situations. You know what I'm saying? People have tried to intimidate you or make you feel like you are less than who you are when you know you're better than that, and all of these different things. So if you've had these conversations, if you've been in these situations, you would like to just express something about it, come on up, man. Request to join right now. We can have this conversation. Share this live out to your people, though. Share this at least with up to like 3 to 5 people. Let them know that we doing this today. And let them know that we getting in here. We can have this conversation. We have less than half hour together to talk about this. So please tap in with me and see what's up, man. Request to join, and we'll have this conversation right now. We can join in. If you with, let's talk about it. Because this is really the real shit. We don't really have too many people on Instagram and IG having these conversations. You know what I mean? I feel like we need to have more of these conversations because too many people are out here talking about ratchet shit and having 100,000 niggas in their shit, and all they're doing is talking about bullshit. I want to talk about something serious and real. I want to talk about something that's really going on outside, because bullying is really going on outside, and people have been subjugated to being a bully or being bullied. So you see what I'm saying? We want to get to the bottom of the situation. I'm here to talk about it. If you want to holler at me, man, tap in with me right now. Share this live out with some people and let them know we ain't here tonight. We talking about Talk About It Tuesday's topic of the day, bullying. You know what I'm saying? The question of the day right now is, what's up with bullying and how it affects you and the community around you? What do you think? What are you going? What's something that you've been through? If you feel like sharing something about an incident that's happened to you, even, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's up to you. If you want to tap in right now, request to join. The lines are open. I see there's a couple people tapped in right now. If y'all want to talk, let's talk. Candy Lady, I see you, homie.
Oh, Lord, I was pregnant.
Hey now.
What's up?
What's happening? What's good, sis?
Not much. What's going on?
Lot, yo. Yes, you know, today is the topic of the day's Talk About It Tuesday topic, bullying. And, you know, I appreciate that comment, too, that on the real that you said. Like, I don't like bullies either, especially grown-ass bullies.
And
you see what I'm
it's
saying?
crazy that this is the topic today, because I'm looking at some bullying going on. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really,
you see what I'm saying?
I don't like it. I really like, you know, and this ain't even a personal situation with me, but just watching something. Like, I'm not one to keep my mouth shut. I want to see something like that and just keep it moving. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's hard. It's really hard to even focus on that kind of without not saying like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with this? You know what I mean? Can we get this right?
Yeah.
You know, so like,
I be like, grow up.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, grow up. But then you think about that whole situation, and then like think about the intimidation tactics used in bullying someone, and how it's often used in administrative ways to systematically herd people into certain factors of life, you know what I'm saying, throughout their generational lives. Like hence the whole, redlining situation, in a way we got bullied into that situation.
Yeah, that was
you know what I mean? Then the Black Wall Street crisis that happened. You know what I mean? That was a bully situation. Motherfuckers was bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, again, this is what I'm saying. Like, where we were rooting this conversation to is, the topic, yes, is bullying and how it affects not only the person, but the community around each person. You see what I'm saying? Because even the tactics used to raise a child, you see what I'm saying, to hate.
I was gonna say, because I work with
intimidations.
kids, right?
You see what I'm saying?
And when you work that closely with kids, you work with their parents, especially in a sport like mine. I'm a whole bunch of grown ass women.
See?
And honestly, I say this all the time. That's kind of almost why I prefer working with kids, because they don't keep us as much bullshit.
Right.
But dealing with those parents sometimes, it's like you can tell with kids, basically apples fall too far from the truth.
That's very true.
The same parents keep up all the shit and like to stir the pot and keep up all the drama are the same ones who kids come around with that same bullshit and that same mentality.
Bullshit.
And it's hard to kind of break it, especially when you're working with the older kids. It's different with the younger kids, but like the high school kids, it's too late. It's late. You already
they've already decided.
Like say, ruined. It's over with.
Yeah,
but
it's over with.
but they'll do it. I mean, just like a personal situation for any type of sport.
Right.
The main problem is the parents. They don't want to let the coach do their job. They don't want to listen. You can't tell them nothing. Especially somebody like me, a black female, working a predominantly white sport.
Right.
I got to deal with,
flared confrontations with other.
Want me to coach that kid, but they want to say that to him at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like
exactly.
Some of the other kids, I can kind of be that second mother and kind of tell them, hey, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that, and da da da.
Right.
But then with them, it's like they don't want me to do nothing else but 5, 6, 7, 8. Like that's all they really want from me. If I say anything, else, they coming at me like I'm wrong for saying something to their kid. I'm like, hell, I'm trying to help you out. Your kid out here,
right? Sometimes it becomes critical to teach a child in ways that they are not familiar, because then they are accustomed to differences. So you gotta be like, but at the same time, it's sad because the situation is very critical when we talk about this thing, and in bullying, it's sad to even say it because these are two separate issues. But bullying and race hate are similar in a thread. They're in a thread of their, they're intertwined at some point.
Yeah, like you said, like with tactics,
Right, with the tactics of the whole situation, because go ahead.
Because they say they don't like you, they be trying to get you out.
Right.
So I had a parent that was screenshotting anything I put on Facebook about Black Lives Matter. Especially like last summer when everybody was kind of hype about trying to get this race thing right and all of that. Anything that I put about police or Black Lives Matter, whatever, I found out a couple months ago. I had one of my parents, with my kids I coach parents, was screenshotting everything and sending it to one of the other parents that's caught.
Oh.
I guess trying to stir that drama up. But see, the thing is, that parent was cool though. Like she got it. Like she understood. She was cool, but the fact she was even trying to do it.
Yeah. Like, where did that even come from? What is wrong with people that they can't just seem to, you see what I'm saying?
And
that
they
intimidation
nothing
tactic.
negative about the cops.
You see what I mean? It's that intimidation tactic.
Right.
They're using some sort of like hate speech, slurs, slanderous action to try to, improvise their, whatever's going on to derail a situation that may succeed, something that could make you successful and more successful and notable to them than whoever. If it even has anything to do with that, it could just be a simple hate situation.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
But again, that's that grown ass. Like, you too grown. You keep it ass.
Too old for this shit.
Right. You keep it
Too damn old for this shit.
That ain't got nothing to do with you. So that later on that
see what I'm
line,
saying?
you can say, well, how she was doing this and she was doing that. Like, here's the thing. Matter of fact, it's so bad if I got 2 different Instagrams. When I started rapping and shit, I had to make a whole different account because I didn't want the shit to intertwine.
Right. Makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't keep everything PG.
Yeah.
I'm explicit, or in certain things I talk about or whatever. So before it get back around to, she out here doing this, and I got to, or I got to go meet with somebody, or I got to go talk to the principal, or whatever, blah, 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 blah. I went on and created a whole new account that's private. My Candy Lady page is private.
Hey now.
Because, and the thing that is, I can't, let's say when I started, I was just, bullshitting around. But let's say I wanted to, I didn't know that I was, like I said, all this was new. When I first met you, I was just out starting,
Exactly. This is really starting to take its form as we're doing this, really. You know what I mean?
Or even do anything, you know what I'm saying? But now, at this point, I'm like, if I wanted to, I can't really promote myself the way that I want to.
Exactly, because of your image already as a coach.
Right.
So it's understandable.
So
and that's respect.
So I'm like, I'm pretty sure people come to my page like, dang, she ain't got but 3 followers and
it is what it is, though.
But it ain't what it
is.
On my other page, for what I've been, the person that I've been to everybody else my whole life, I got a following. But I can't clue everybody.
Yeah, of course you do. You can't just clue everybody in on that right there, unless you're ready to decide on to retire it from that.
Yeah.
And actually picking up rap as what I mean. That's a different story.
Man, let me blow. I'm like, fuck
exactly. You see what I'm saying? Then we'll talk about something like that, because then we'll be on a whole new tax bracket. We'll be having to work out different different regulations for ourselves now.
Right.
I'm
like, but she told us we can't post. And see, that was the main thing. Like, they got real pissed at me last year because that TikTok.
Oh.
I don't like when the kids make those TikToks and it's cursing and it's sexually explicit, and they doing the dance moves to it. And I know you ain't seen it, but it gets wild. Like, these kids.
Oh well, listen, I don't be watching. I don't be doing all that. I don't watch TikTok. My daughter watches it, and I'm trying to make sure that she's not doing no craziness. But my girls, my girls down there watching.
Right,
as long as that's good.
Hold on, what's wrong? Yeah, but so. I kind of got on him real bad. Make him a bottle. Yeah, I got on him real bad one time last year about this shit, right? And I pretty much told him, especially like my high school team, I was like, y'all can't be out here. That's not how you want to represent yourself online on social media. You're a representation of the school. Y'all need to clean that up.
Right.
Right? And this was like my 3rd or 4th time saying something to him. So this particular time, I got on him real good. Now, instead of parents coming back and saying, you know, thank you for that talk, you know, or thanks for helping me out with that. You know, maybe she needed to hear from somebody else. They was pissed that I fussed at their kids.
Right.
So I'm like, you like that you like that your teenager talking about fucking and doing all this, that, and the other, and making videos and shit to it?
Right. Like, what is your real gain out of this whole situation? You see what I'm saying? And then and it you see the trickle down effect that it's causing, and it again, it starts in the home, and it spreads because it's influenced there. And I was just speaking about this earlier. So like, this is the kind of thing that I was saying to everybody earlier that was just tapping in. You know, we're talking about bullying, if y'all don't know. And that's the topic of the day. And the question of the day is, how do you think bullying affects you and the community around you?
Okay.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is really a real subject that goes on in neighborhoods all around the world. I'm sure this takes place in plenty of neighborhoods near you. You probably experienced it yourself at one way or once. If you wanted to talk about this anytime further after the show, you can comment in the bottom of this post. So the show will be posted up afterwards. But yeah, this is the Candy Lady, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. We not, you know what I'm saying, nothing other than just having this conversation on the deck, because this is a really deep conversation, and we know that many of us have experienced this. I've seen a bunch of people that responded to the reel that we had actually when I posted it up earlier today. So it was a lot of the guys that responded to that. One actually had left a comment that they had actually been bullied before themselves. I used to have to go through that in middle school myself, you know what I'm saying, directly having to deal with intimidation and all kind of shit like that. So personally, I was, you know what I'm saying, like, I grew up in that neck of the woods and had to defend myself on numerous occasions, whether it be just, you know, me myself, or me with, you know, me against other, you know, others, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. It has to, you know, in a way or two, it kind of hurt, it kind of makes you, but some people aren't mentally stabilized to take that kind of, you know what I mean, you know, blow of trauma.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean,
and
you know,
and they can't stand through that.
Yeah, you got a lot of, especially now with social media being so big.
Yes.
Because, you know, when I was younger, you know, you got bullied at school. Somebody was, you know, checking you or whatever. Okay, when you went home, no, you was done with that. You forget about it. Come back to school next day, start over. But now it's, you know, they talking about you online. They making little pictures and memes and sharing it and sending videos and sending pictures and doing all type of stuff.
Crazy, slanderous. It's going around the school now. They got the group. They got a little group in the Facebook chat that they all done stared this whole meme off to each other. So now they laughing amongst themselves whenever they see you walking through the hallway.
Right,
because you the only one that ain't got the.
You see what I'm saying? All week until they find another victim. But then it don't go away. It don't go away because
exactly, you know, and it never goes away.
Like I keep telling these kids, it's the World Wide
circles,
Web, right?
Exactly. Not to mention in school with social circles, it's like an echo. They don't care. They'll repeat that shit like a mockingbird.
Right.
Like just at your head. At your head. Kids are crucial. They're real. Right. They're real.
Back in the day, something just used to be a rumor.
Right.
Now it ain't no rumor. We got evidence now. And
they real ruthless with it.
Like in a drop of a hat, boom. Oh, send me the video.
Kids is ruthless with it. Facts. They is straight ruthless with it.
That's why I'm like, that's why you got this kid. This generation is the suicide rate done gone up.
Yep.
Depression has gone up. The kids have low drive to do anything.
None.
Because
very true.
You know, this how they done grew up. They done grew up their whole life, basically, like, you know, I think like in school, like, you know, you knew if you was popular or not, or if you was in the middle or whatever. But shit, now you gotta know.
You felt it. You could feel that. You could actually feel that kind of atmosphere. Because I mean, personally, if you had a skill at something, and you say, for instance, you were good at sports, you knew the jocks was gonna hang with you most of the time because you was in the sport. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like even if that wasn't the case, you know what I'm saying? It was still more or less like, you know what I mean? You knew the social circle that you held to. You know what I mean? And not many people dwelled in other circles unless they had other trades.
Yeah, but then you was cool
So,
with
like,
it. This man doing it.
Exactly, but it was cool. We
But see,
grew
now
up,
you
we
got a
figured
number
it out.
attached to it. You know, you post a
Yes.
picture or you post a video or something online and you got, you know, a number attached to it. How many likes you got? How many views
Right.
you got? How many, you know,
Right.
then that's making these kids self-conscious too.
Facts.
Because the
You know
little,
what I'm
you know,
saying? So
the little
it's
Insta bots or
intimidation
whatever,
tactics.
they got, you know, 100,000 followers
100
and
views, 100,000
600
followers.
likes on the picture, you know.
Yeah.
Easy.
Like 200-300 views, 200-300 people viewing their video.
Right, but
all
see,
that
these
shit,
you
man.
know, but these kids, they that's what they aspire to be like. You know, I trip off of you know, these teenagers that they the new celebrities. You know, when I was growing up, a celebrity was like Janet Jackson. You know,
right.
You know, Angela Bassett. You know, an actress, a singer,
Right.
rapper, or somebody. You know, they celebrities be these YouTube motherfuckers and these Instagram chicks.
Yeah.
And they aspire. That's what they
saying,
think they supposed to be like. And so when they're not,
I'm a little confused about that. Yeah.
Right. You ain't gotta have no talent. You just gotta be pretty.
Yeah, it's like, where do you find yourself after that? You know what I mean? Or what do you see yourself after that? Because at this point right now, it just seems to me like you're just fading on the wings of a prayer right now, hoping that everything's gonna go your way. And in most cases like that, you're not guaranteed to stay, you know, making that kind of money unless you branch off and find something else, or make another, or have a side hustle from just that business.
They better be
You know what I'm saying? They better be saving something.
They got all this,
right.
I don't know, because they be getting sent shit too, though. But
that's what I'm saying.
But my point is, you know, these kids are supposed to be like that, and they not.
Right.
They kind of
they feel themselves are fucked up. They fall into these depression states and all this other stuff. You see what that breeds though. That's the whole thing in a nutshell. This is the whole reason why the imagery is so vivid, and that's what I appreciate about, you know what I mean, one thing about your music, like as well, because like you're one of those artists that will reflectively view themselves as like, yo, listen, this is something that somebody's gonna see and hear, and they're gonna be like, listen, I like what she's saying right now. She's really talking about something that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It's carrying with me here. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that people want to gravitate to when they talk about that. This is perfect to have this conversation about bullying with you, because as it stands, you know what I'm saying, even, you know, in perspective of this whole thing, you have, you know, had to, you know, yourself deal with, as well as others and myself. I'm, you know what I mean, I'm sure there's more than just me and you on here that have dealt with, you know, these plenty, you know, more intimidation tactics, sly situations, you know what I'm saying? So like, that's the whole thing in a nutshell that we was really just trying to get to at the bottom of this whole thing. And the show really today was better now set, you know what I'm saying, to say, because I really wanted to have someone to bounce these same, you know, catch okay. Dip, you're gonna have to let me know what time your show starts too, bro. You said you was gonna start doing the show too, so whenever you pop in with that too, let me know.
Yeah, he been doing it on Wednesdays. He really just been pre-recording it and then posting it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So sound like a go. I need to find out how to start pre-recording my shit too, so I can actually, like, you know, download some of these video clips of us like actually having conversations like this and share it to my page on Facebook maybe, you know, get some highlight pages, get some highlight posts like that or something, you know. I'll figure it out. You know what I mean? I've been working on figuring out shit like that this whole time anyway. But I'm gonna figure it out with this one. It's probably gonna be like, because I can't do a story with it.
Yeah.
Because I'd have to, like, I've been like editing videos through like story feed on Facebook. So like I'll take a video clip or some song or whatever on my or you know, that may have an MP4 for, and I'll edit it through Facebook as a story.
Oh, okay.
Take a little 30-minute clip of that shit. You know, but it may not be much, but it's something. It'll start. It's a little starter.
Yeah.
I'm learning it. So, you know, but you know, I appreciate this conversation, man. To be honest with you, this is something I feel like we should probably have way more people than we actually have right now in this conversation.
We should. I think Dip was saying he's trying to get in.
Oh, he was trying to get into the house.
We were talking earlier. You know, I don't like. Is that why? Like, it's crazy you want to talk about this? I don't like the bullies on the beat of the week.
Listen, it's so many of them too, and it's what's crazy about it. Like, okay, now when I was in when I got a message, right? I ain't gonna say the person's name who it was. Got a message, right? Mind you, this person, first place, top of the list, you know, right now, he's just sitting there, right? You know, doing his thing, you know, respect, do your thing. But, you know, he hit me in the message, it's like, yo, I know, you know, you really don't vote for me, but, you know, I respect you. He calls me, it's peasy. Like, it's peasy. Like, it's the whole thing. He called me, it's peace. it's like, yo.
Okay.
So I respected that. It's like, yo, I live in a third world country, and $500 really feeds me for, you know, a whole, feeds me and my family for a whole month. I was like, all right, well, he wants me to, like, respect the fact that he's making music and people really appreciate his music. That's why they support him. It's not just, you know, some 50 deal with blog bots or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Here's my thing with that. I'm not even saying it's him. I'm just finding it hard to stay in a competition where that is the opposite that you are against. Unless you have, you know, 100 motherfuckers or 50 motherfuckers that you know that live in your area that really rock with your music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you ain't gonna really make a whole lot of wins and ends on there, you know what I mean? So you might get lucky one week and spin around with a few people that fuck with you, you know?
Look, I caught it on some good damn weeks, boy.
You feel me? So, like, you know, it was some sweet spots in some areas, man. It's just like, for me, like, I noticed where maybe I'm starting to feel like I'm getting, like, too old for the app. Maybe I feel like I'm like getting old and shit. Niggas is like, there you go Peasy again. Damn, there you go again. And I don't want to seem that way, but in a sense, like, you know, if that's what it is, then that's what it is. But I'm here still, you know what I mean? I'm still going to be rocking with the app. I'm fucking with Beat of the Week.
That's the thing, like, with me, I started, like I said, I thought it was fun. Like, I really wasn't seeking no type of career, nothing like that. It was something good to do.
Right.
You know, to my mind off of other bullshit that was going on, and, you know.
Right. A way to just relax, relate, and release.
And release, right. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I get pissed off when I see people on people's videos talking shit to them.
Right. Bullying.
I
heard that post. That's what I'm saying. I seen that post that that Autoflow was talking earlier today. From what was it, like, either today or yesterday?
Yeah.
Something about somebody was in his comments, I guess, talking crazy.
He was, and I said something to him about it. Like I said, I ain't want to keep my mouth shut. Cause thing is, ain't
People's
nobody,
weird.
You know, we all in the same boat.
Faces, ayy, it's peasy.